Driving around the world in an 18-year-old van is always going to be a serious challenge. But with COVID and the world's political problems, the challenge takes on a whole new meaning. It's safe to say that the original plan of driving around the planet in 20 months has long passed. 3 years after setting off, we'll soon be starting the next chapter of the adventure. And whilst Trudy, our van, is being shipped from LA to Japan, we head back to the UK to catch up with family and friends. The best thing about the future is that it comes one day at a time. Abraham Lincoln.
Woo! Sunny days!
Good morning and welcome to a very noisy England. You can tell it's the weekend, the chainsaws are out and people are working in their garden, but we are back in the UK. You won't believe this is the UK with blue skies like this, but we are. We've come back for a few weeks whilst the van is on its way to Japan, and it just feels so odd to be here. So we're going to be spending the next couple of weeks catching up with friends and family.
We're back in England, yay! There's no place like home. You know when you're traveling and you're going off to exotic places and you really miss England. I've absolutely missed being here. Big shout out, thank you to Sophie, my daughter-in-law, who's let me borrow her car.
And I have to say, the flowers outside Marianne's dad's house are looking absolutely stunning. Right. Are you ready for your 8-day tour of the UK?
I am. I'm slightly worried that we parked under a tree and now the windscreen is pebble dashed.
Yeah, there is a lot of bird poop, love, on the thing.
We might need to sort that.
It's going to be very weird driving on the other side of the road, I think. So today we're leaving the West Midlands and we're heading down to Somerset, which is where my parents live. How does it feel to be driving on the wrong side of the road? Or back to the right side of the road?
It's definitely the wrong side of the road.
We did actually go to one of our friends' house the other night and we left and I just looked at Marianne and said, "Are we on the wrong side of the road?" And she said, "Yes, I think we are."
Fortunately, it was a very quiet country lane.
But yeah, it's hard to adapt. It's like when you go on those holidays to France or to mainland Europe. If you're from the UK, I'm sure you've done it. Or if you're from the US, I'm sure you come to the UK and done the same thing. Looking at the traffic on the other side, I don't want to tempt fate, but I think we're definitely on the right side of the motorway this morning, because the other side is absolutely rammed. So we've just entered the town of Worcestershire.
We have, and in fact, in the US, people used to say, "Would you like some Worcestershire sauce?" And we'd say, it's actually Worcester sauce.
It is. Everybody in the UK just calls it Worcester sauce. After driving so many miles in the North America over the last year, I am never gonna complain driving 2.5 hours, 3 hours to my parents' house. It's like literally just down the road. When we were in the States, we were like, oh, it's only a 6-hour drive today. So yeah, it's nice to be back in a small country where everything's really close together.
It's lovely to see you!
Cheers, guys!
Yeah, see you soon, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Listen, you're ready! Get on the right side of the road.
So after a wonderful lunch with one of my best mates, Harry and his family, who I've known since I was about 14 or 15, we're now off to the folks to see my parents down in Cheddar.
Oh, it's Trudy.
Oh, there's a Trudy.
It's actually a
Turn
Trudy
left.
van. It's the same year and everything.
Continue for 2 miles.
It seems funny to be on normal country-sized roads again.
Yeah.
And they're just narrow little lanes. We wound our way down Somerset's narrow country lanes and over the Mendip Hills. Despite having been travelling for so many years, it just feels homely. Okay, driving on the other side of the road does feel strange, but on these roads, they're so narrow, there isn't really a left or right, just straight down the middle.
Hello? Oh my God, you made me jump. Oh, hello.
Oh,
How are you doing?
Marianne? Oh, wait a minute, let me get down the step. Oh,
There you go. How are you
oh,
doing?
very nice to see you. And you've forgotten what you look like.
We haven't changed a lot. You
How are you doing?
Well,
I'm fine,
it's
thank
very special to have world travellers coming.
How you doing?
I'm fine. Lovely to see you.
My dad's a keen gardener, and having been away for so long, he was excited and proud to show me all the hard work he'd done over the past year. Have you burnt the pie, Mum?
Yeah. Marianne, pick that up. Marianne, look what you did. Oh,
That's what happens in our house. See, he's burnt,
Yes.
he's burnt the
Please,
mind
pie.
the smoke. Mind the smoke.
we'll have the smoke.
nice apple pie.
It is.
You can see where I get it
It's a
from.
very mature apple pie.
Cheers!
Hey.
It's such a lovely, peaceful place to wake up to. I was first up, and with a coffee in hand, listening to the noise of the stream, I looked out to the kitchen window over the fields. I spotted a pair of pheasants in the long grass, but then I spotted the fox. Foxes are well known for killing flocks of chickens, so when I saw one creeping up on the pheasant, I expected the worst. I watched, waiting for it to pounce, but nothing happened. The fox looked, had a sniff, and then wandered off across the fields. Unbelievable. Bye, Mother. See you later. We should be back in a year or so.
Bye.
Bye, Chris.
Oh.
Have a safe journey, both of you. Bye. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, be good.
Thanks for everything. You've been a super guest.
See you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
The past couple of days went by so fast. It's never nice saying goodbye. But the next chapter of our adventure will be starting soon. Although we still haven't received notification that Trudy, our van, has left LA. Hopefully we will soon. As we drove off, I wondered when we'd be back again and what new stories we'd have to share. So whilst we've been travelling, not only have we missed our family, but we've missed good, real, authentic cheddar cheese. And we're in Cheddar, home of cheddar cheese. So Cobb's of Cheddar is my mum and dad's local butcher shop and the place to come and get cheddar cheese. You can't get more English than this, and we were excited to see so many local products on display. But cheese is why we came today, and looking at the huge variety of locally made cheeses, we got very excited.
The Dracot extra mature and the extra mature traditional, what's the difference?
So the extra traditional is our strongest one. If you leave it at room temperature, it gets the taste and the smell intensifies. So it's actually stronger. That's stronger than that one.
I'm a cheese monster. I literally love
You cannot
cheese.
get better than cheese that's literally made in the next village here, Dracot.
Absolutely. And some of it's cave aged, some of it is not, but it's all delicious. Ah! And I'm going to have some Somerset Brie as well, please.
We might have gone a bit nuts.
Eek!
Marianne might have bought a lot of cheese, but we're going to have a little picnic in the car. Brie sandwiches, cheddar cheese,
I love
Somerset Brie.
Somerset Brie.
Oh, amazing. So yeah, if you do come to Cheddar and you're looking for some nice cheese, local cheese from a good farm shop butcher's place.
Well, it's all
Cobb's.
locally produced and sourced.
And it's all run by the same
supported by
family.
the local economy.
It's a family business, I love that. I spent a big part of my early childhood in Cheddar, and driving through the lanes, it brought back all those wonderful memories. I could see myself riding my first ever bike down the road, and it felt like I'd gone back in time. So I couldn't resist a 5-minute detour to take a trip down memory lane. That is the first ever phone box I used. And my mum gave me 2p, sent me up there to call home to check I knew how to use a public phone.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And then this is Northville Lane, and I used to live in, I haven't been down here for years. I used to live in that house there.
Really?
Yeah, Cumbria.
Oh, is it still called it?
It's still called Cumbria. My dad named it Cumbria.
Wow.
Funny how some of these places change over the years, because this area opposite here just used to be fields. We just used to play in there.
Wow.
Turn left. Left. And that is Cheddar Primary School, and I went to Cheddar Primary School back from 1974 I was there. I'm definitely showing my age now.
That's so cute.
Amazing.
That is so cute.
This whole area, this used to be where the Sunday market was, and we used to go and buy our sweets there. It used to just be grass, farmer's market. Turn right, my sweet. Seeded bread roll from a local bakery filled with Somerset brie, made on the road. Better than any service station. What do you reckon, love? Oh, I miss that. Hello!
Hiya. How you doing? Oh, good to see you. You're welcome, darling, anytime.
Group hug! So we've left Somerset, we've come down to Marianne's sister Sue and our brother-in-law Mark's house. You may be wondering why there is a huge Christmas turkey behind us, and that's because we're having Christmas Day lunch today.
Yay!
I know it's nowhere near Christmas, but one thing we have really missed on the road is having Christmas lunches and those traditional English roasts. I love cooking, and before we moved into a van, Christmas was a real big deal. We'd regularly have 15 to 20 friends and family around for lunch. I would always do the cooking, and so I jumped at the chance to do a Christmas lunch, even though it was the middle of spring. Oh, now we're talking.
Look at the size of that.
Look at the size of that badger.
It's a turkey.
Christmas lunch is nearly served. That's what I'm talking about. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Happy Christmas.
Thank you for having us.
It's only a few months late.
What's a few months amongst family?
You can eat your chocolate egg now.
So there you go, we have the perfect Christmas lunch. Roast turkey, veg, stuffing, roast potatoes, sweet potatoes, gravy, and of course, cranberry sauce.
And good company.
Of course, good company.
Obviously.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
I chuckled to myself as we sat down. My parents lived overseas for much of my life, and when they returned to the UK, we would often have a Christmas lunch at random times of the year. I never understood it. Christmas should be at Christmas. Yet here I am, excited about a Christmas lunch in April. I smiled. I thought to myself, I finally understand.
Yay!
Look at that.
Christmas pud.
Brandy sauce. Brandy.
Ooh.
So if you've never had Christmas in the UK, we have this thing called Christmas pudding, which is basically loads of dried fruit, loads of naughty stuff, sugar, made into a pudding. You normally steam it, tip brandy over it, and light it. And it's served with Chris's homemade brandy sauce. Look at that. You probably shouldn't have so much, Chris, but look at that.
You've been waiting a long time for that.
I actually went to the shops to buy a bottle of brandy just so I could have brandy sauce and Christmas pudding. It just tastes of Christmas. It just tastes of Christmas.
Is that Christmas in a bowl?
It is Christmas in a bowl. It's the most comfort food ever. Well, it's a bit of a grey day here in Blighty, but today is a very special day because today is one of the reasons we have come back to the UK. It's Marianne's best friend Jenny's wedding. It's been a while since I put a shirt, tie and a suit on, and it still fits just about, so I haven't put too much weight on with van life.
Oh,
This is Vanessa, who is our friend, and she looks after David for us while we're away. She keeps an eye on him.
Oh God.
But he's looking very smart.
Is he? Oh.
I have to sing him happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. This is Marianne's dad, who you would have seen on the videos before, who I have to say has brushed up very smartly this morning. Mr. Gaffin, you're looking a little bit... You obviously went to the right school.
Definitely. Yeah.
Look, you're looking beautiful, my sweetness.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bridesmaid extraordinaire.
Happy
Ah.
Thank you very much.
Happy wedding, happy birthday. Happy wedding, happy birthday. So this is Jenny, Marianne's best friend, who's getting married today. Da da da da da da da.
I know where that thing will be get out of my face.
Marianne and Jenny looked amazing. I had a warm, fuzzy feeling inside. There's something magical about weddings that always make you feel good. We were so happy we could make it. Perfectly planned timings and a flight halfway around the world, and here we were.
I'm going to start the speeches. I'm going to invite first the groom, Simon.
Listening to the wedding speeches, I thought about the past and how they first met. I quickly refocused when I heard,
Chris and Marianne are the reason Jen and I met. On a whim, they moved from Surrey to run a pub in a Shropshire village and brought some friends along for their mad journey. And Jen was looking for a roughy, tufty biker, and I was there to fit the bill.
a fabulous day. Even the whole wedding party sang David happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear David. Happy birthday to you. Yay! Weddings are great, but if you're not here and don't know who's getting married, then maybe not. So we'll leave it here. A few days later, we jumped on a plane and headed back to Türkiye. It was so nice to catch up with all our friends and family back home. We'll see you in a year or so. This morning we are back in Dalian. We came into Levent's place here at like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and we haven't seen him yet, but I've just seen he's pulled up.
İyi bayramlar.
İyi bayramlar. Good morning. How are you, my friend? Marianne's found a puppy already. And this is my nephew Jasper. He is hanging out with us this week. It's his first week ever in Turkey. Oh my goodness, Marianne. Luckily we don't have the van with us.
This is why I cannot live forever in Turkey. I would become Mrs. Doolittle with 24 puppies.
Oh, they're amazing.
And lots of little kittens.
Oh. So if you're new to our channel, this is where we spent a lot of time when we were in Turkey. We spent lockdown here, one of the lockdowns here with Levent. He very kindly welcomed us into his wonderful apartments here, and now it is our little home from home here in Turkey. And it's looking amazing. Blue skies, the pool is filled with water. Marianne's getting her top pulled. That's my top! That's my top! This is the first time we have ever seen the pool full.
Look at this view.
That is an amazing view to wake up to.
our nephew Jasper is with us, and I said to him, if you want to see what Dalian's like, have a look at our older videos. And what's really interesting, when I looked back at which videos for him to watch, I saw that I said, I'm falling a little bit in love with Dalian, and nothing has changed. In fact, it's growing. I absolutely love this place and it feels like home.
Oh, it's lovely. Levent's got a surprise.
Yeah, nearly. Really? Oh no, I just saw.
That's the cat from when we were here in lockdown.
Oh, Levent! It's a lockdown cat.
We headed into town, as today was a very special day. It was the 1-year anniversary of Captain June's death, the lady who had made it her life's work to protect the endangered turtles around Dalian. We'd previously had the honour of meeting her when she invited us with S7-E to her house for breakfast. She'd been laid to rest at a cemetery located on the other side of the river. As we took the short boat ride, I reminisced about the day we'd met and how lucky we were to have met such a wonderful and inspirational woman. A real sense of peace and calmness came over me as we walked the tree-lined path to the far side of the cemetery. Locals came to pay their respects, and as they washed her grave, I looked up at the ancient tombs and thought, what a wonderful, peaceful spot to end your days. Good morning, Levent.
Good morning.
Good night, Ed.
Good night.
Here we go.
You borrowed a truck.
Yes.
Okay, where are we going today?
Where are we going? Köyceğiz Market.
Levent,
You will be
I'm
as
in the
usual
front.
place.
Oh, driving?
You go front and we will, because it's at the back short.
Oh,
You can-
put the handbrake on.
Yeah. You can.
Welcome to Turkey. First day and you're sat in the back of a truck. Marianne's driving. Oh my goodness. She's got a small.
let me just see where the pedals are.
Hold on, I need to put my seat back.
Crazy.
Hello.
Right, Marianne, let's
Yeah.
go. One thing I love about my wife is she just drives anything.
I literally love driving. Am I on the right side of the road today?
Yes.
I'm joking.
Yes, you are.
Steering's a bit stiff.
It's a workout.
There isn't power steering.
No.
What power steering? Of course. Everybody needs strawberries. When the going gets tough, the tough get strawberries. Oh. And they go, oh, teşekkürler. Oh. And they grow them just in the polytunnels there. How sweet is
I
that?
haven't even bitten it, but I can smell it.
Oh my goodness. That's one of the best strawberries I've ever had.
That's like strawberry jam in your mouth.
Oh. Controversial, but they may actually be sweeter than the Somerset strawberries.
I think they are.
They are. It's the weather.
You know why?
It's the weather.
In the heat,
Yeah.
the flavours coming out, they are absolutely delicious.
Driving along in spring, there is hundreds and hundreds of orange trees, and the whole air is filled with that sense of orange blossom. Although I'll probably be sneezing later.
I just thought that.
My hay fever.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Marianne just stalled.
I didn't stop.
The car stalled. The car died, Levent. It's all right. I thought we were going to be walking then. This vehicle is 1996, but it's actually been converted. It's an LPG tank. We're going to fill up with LPG. Have you ever driven an LPG van before?
I think this is my van.
This is the moment when our day took a turn for the worse. we received a phone call from Sahar, the lady we support to protect the endangered turtles on Manavgat Beach. She told us that local authorities had turned up with a digger to remove all of the displays and the steps to the Marine Conservation Centre. Looks like we're taking an emergency detour to Manavgat,